Let's begin this new week, with what could be a pivotal day in the war between Russia and Ukraine, a war that is now 3.5 years old.
That's right. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy is set to meet this afternoon with President Trump at the White House. Zelenskyy is traveling to Washington alongside several European leaders who will join him for today's meeting. This comes after President Trump's summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin. That was at a military base in Alaska back on Friday. Well, it ended without a ceasefire deal, and it did not have Zelenskyy in attendance. Meanwhile, Zelenskyy visited the EU headquarters yesterday in Brussels ahead of today's meeting with President Trump. He spoke about the importance of having the support of fellow leaders.
It's crucial that Europe is as united now as it was at the very beginning, as it was in 2022, when the full-scale war began. This unity really helps to reach real peace, and it must stay strong.
We will have reaction ahead of today's White House meeting when we check in with Kira Rudik, a member of the Ukrainian parliament. But we're going to begin with NBC News White House correspondent Yamiche Alcindor joining us with the very latest. Yamiche, good morning. So President Trump's sit down with leaders today comes as he's intensified his efforts in recent weeks to put an end to this war in Ukraine. Walk us through what we can expect today and who's going to be taking part in these crucial meetings.
Well, good morning. What we're going to see today really is an all-out effort by Ukraine and the leaders of Europe, many of them that are coming here in person to the White House, to really try to stress that Ukraine needs to be part of any sort of negotiation to bring an end to the war in Ukraine, and that Russia essentially can't be trusted. The people that we're going to see today is really, I think, sort of an example of who is trying to back Ukraine in this moment. So, of course, you have the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelenskyy, but then you also have the leaders of Germany, France, Finland, Italy, and the UK, as well as the leaders of the European Union, which is known as the president of the European Commission, as well as the leader of NATO. So what you have here are countries that are actually would be putting boots on the ground if Ukraine were part of NATO. Of course, Ukraine is not part of NATO, but what you see is really this sort of all-out effort to stress that Ukraine isn't coming here alone. It's coming here backed by all of these European leaders. Now, remember, of course, back in February, there was that tumultuous meeting in the Oval Office between President Trump and President Zelenskyy, where President Zelenskyy essentially got put out of the White House. We remember it. There was so much chaos that day, and there was this really contention between President Trump and President Zelenskyy. President Zelenskyy is really trying to avoid that today. That being said, there is going to be a one-on-one meeting, from our understanding, between President Trump and President Zelenskyy. But then there's going to be a bigger meeting with all of the European leaders and President Zelenskyy and President Trump. So interesting to see what ends up coming out of this meeting. Ukraine certainly wants to see some security guarantees. Whether or not they get that is going to be a big question.
So, Yamiche, President Trump returned to Washington without securing a deal with Vladimir Putin last Friday. He didn't say much at that news conference, didn't even take questions, but since then we have learned a little more. So what were the key takeaways from that summit?
It's a good question, but it's just not clear. The president has said that it was a good meeting, and we've heard that maybe there were some security guarantees given to Ukraine, possibly a conversation about territory swapping. But what's clear is that there wasn't an actual deal made. That being said, take a listen to what President Trump said about the meeting.
But we had an extremely productive meeting, and many points were agreed to. There are just a very few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant, but we have a very good chance of getting there.
So again, not clear what was actually agreed to, but it is the fact that the meeting happened is something that, of course, European leaders in Ukraine are still concerned about.
Yes, we know President Trump, President Putin, they didn't take any questions from reporters during their summit, but Trump envoy Steve Witkoff, who took part in Friday's talks, told CNN over the weekend that Ukraine could be offered a security guarantee. How could that work?
Another good question, and it's very unclear how that could work. We know that Ukraine has been pushing to be part of NATO for years now. They have not yet been successful in that. They haven't been able to secure NATO membership, which would really secure them not only sort of actual moral help, but actual boots on the ground if they were to be invaded. That's part of being in NATO. If one country is attacked, others are supposed to actually physically help them defend themselves. That being said, security-like guarantees would mean, in theory, that they have the protection of some NATO members, whether that actually means boots on the ground, whether that means more military aid, whether that means aerial aid. We're not quite sure. But it is very interesting that this conversation is coming up, that essentially they could have semi-NATO leadership. What that actually looks like, I think it's going to be a big part of the discussions today. Joe, Savannah.
All right, Yamiche, thank you so much. Well, President Trump made a series of comments on social media ahead of this meeting with President Zelenskyy and the European leaders. In a post on Truth Social on Sunday, Mr. Trump said that Zelenskyy could, quote, end the war with Russia almost immediately if he wants to, or he can continue to fight. Well, throughout all this, the people of Ukraine are holding out hope that peace could finally come to their country. NBC News Chief International Correspondent Richard Engel reports from Kharkiv.
President Zelenskyy said he still wants a ceasefire with Russia to stop the killing while a final deal is worked out.
Putin has many demands, but we do not know all of them. And if there are really as many as we heard, then it will take time to go through them all.
Zelenskyy spoke before heading back to Washington for the first time since February. And this time, he's got backup. Zelenskyy is clearly hoping to avoid the embarrassment of his last visit when he was overtalked and ultimately kicked out of the White House. But what's at stake for Ukraine goes far beyond protocol and pride. Russia occupies 20% of Ukraine, and President Putin has said all of that territory and more is his price for a deal. Ukrainians find that outrageous and believe that Putin should get nothing of what he's taken by force, and that Ukraine must have security guarantees from the West so that Russia won't invade again. Ivana Skiba is a journalist in Kharkiv.
What are you hoping will come out of this meeting between Zelenskyy and Trump?
My hope is that Western world or democratic world still exists, that we still have common values, common dignity. If we give up land, this war will continue.
As President Zelenskyy heads back to Washington, Ukrainians will be watching how he's received. Will he get a red carpet or another cold shoulder? And will President Trump pressure him to accept Putin's demands for land?
All right, Richard, thank you. For more, let's now bring in Kira Rudik, a member of the Ukrainian parliament, someone we've been speaking with in recent days. Good morning. Thanks for joining us again. President Zelenskyy, of course, visited the White House back in February, as Yamish mentioned, and the world witnessed that contentious meeting between him and President Trump. In fact, Trump told Zelenskyy that day he needed to be thankful that he didn't hold the cards when it came to the war. With that in mind, what are you looking for today? Is Ukraine willing to swap any land if it means ending the war, getting any security guarantees from the U.S., or is that just a non-starter?
Hello, and thank you so much for having me. First, Ukraine needs to hear what are the security guarantees, what did President Trump mean, how it will work together, and what would be actually the practical meaning of the Western world protecting Ukraine. Ukraine does not trade its territory, and President Zelenskyy is not authorized to promise to give up any of the territories. We are a democratic state, and we go according to our constitution, where it is clearly says that for any territorial changes, there needs to be a ceasefire first, so martial law lifted. Then it can be a referendum where people can say if they want the territories to change. Right now, it doesn't seem that there is a political will or people's will to do any of that. So let's start discussing what did President Trump and dictator Putin agree to, what can be the security guarantees, and what can be practical steps to be taken to stop the killing. The issue that we are facing right now is that President Trump decided to change the idea of a ceasefire, and right away, Putin has attacked our country with ballistic missiles and drones, killing today at least 7 people in Kharkiv, and including 2 of them children. So people who did not survive to witness the peace negotiations. So peace negotiations need to start after a ceasefire. So Russia would show by fact and not just by sweet words to President Trump that they're ready for the peace.
So, Kira, today these other European leaders, they'll be alongside Zelenskyy at the White House. How significant is that for this united front to be presented to President Trump?
It is significant on so many levels, starting from the public expression of the support to Ukraine, to Europe saying that Europe's security will not be decided or discussed without Europe themselves. And of course, we have seen that President Zelenskyy and President Trump's personal meetings may not go so well, so it will be good that they will be there all together. Also, President Zelenskyy will be standing on what Ukrainian people delegated him, that Ukraine is a sovereign nation that is not trading people, not trading territories, not trading its dignity. And we understand that that's probably not what President Trump wants to hear. So this will be a tough meeting where President Zelenskyy will be standing in between President Trump and the Nobel Peace Prize. But for us, it is critical that we move forward closer to the peace.
We spoke with you on Friday ahead of Vladimir Putin's meeting with President Trump in Alaska. You mentioned President Trump no longer pushing for a ceasefire in the wake of that summit, but also some questions about what they did agree to. I mean, what were your takeaways from that summit? Overall, did you feel it was a good thing or a negative thing?
We don't know just yet. We will see with the results of what will be discussed today, because perhaps there was a lot of things behind the closed doors, right? But from what we see right now, Putin has gotten escaping from sanctions. He has gotten no ceasefire. President Trump got to look Putin in the eye, and Ukraine got nothing. So it was not a positive summit for us. However, things may change today. From a personal note, this was the worst way to deal with the dictator and with the aggressor, to threaten something and not to go ahead with the threat. And this makes Russia laugh. This makes Russia feel that they have an upper hand. The fact that President Trump said that there will be, if there will be no ceasefire, will be sanctions, and then did not ahead with his threat.
Kira Rudik, as always, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, closer to home, more National Guard troops are headed to the nation's capital this week, and now some of them will be armed. 3 Republican-led states, it's West Virginia, South Carolina, and Ohio. They're going to deploy hundreds of additional troops to Washington, D.C. at President Trump's request. 2 U.S. officials told NBC News some of those troops will begin carrying firearms as they conduct what the White House describes as a crackdown on crime. Over the weekend, people took to the streets in several cities to protest the deployment. Meanwhile, Democrats are pushing back on the narrative that D.C. is unsafe.
What's happening here in Washington, D.C. is just a stunt. Donald Trump didn't like the fact that the walls were closing in on him, that his own base was questioning why he wouldn't release the Epstein files, why he was protecting very powerful people. He didn't want to talk anymore about the fact that our healthcare system is about to collapse because of the cuts that they have made. He's just trying to distract from the stories he doesn't want Americans to be talking about.
NBC News legal affairs reporter Gary Grumbach joins me with the latest. Gary, good to see you as always. So, D.C.'s police chief is back in charge of the Metropolitan Police Department there in D.C. This is after the U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. She had temporarily installed the DEA administrator, Terry Cole, as emergency police commissioner. How did D.C. officials manage to retake control of the police, and what happened during that time?
So the Department of Justice on Friday realized they were about to get an unfavorable ruling from a judge, so they met with the D.C. Attorney General's office for more than 90 minutes at the courthouse on Friday, and they did come to that deal where Pamela Smith, who is the D.C. Chief of Police, gets to maintain control of the 3,100 members of her force. But in return, the Trump administration is now forcing Mayor Muriel Bowser to order the Metropolitan Police Department to participate in immigration enforcement operations. And that doesn't just mean the operations themselves as they are carried out, but it also means requests for information. Any information that the Trump administration wants from the police department, the police department now has to hand over. Previously, D.C. had been seen as a sanctuary city of sorts. That is no longer the case. Savannah?
Gary, let's talk about the arming of troops here and kind of the shift. What do you think that's going to do on the streets of D.C.? How different will that feel? And what is the plan for these additional troops coming from those few states I mentioned?
So this is a significant escalation. Previously, we were told they would not be armed. They would simply be helping with traffic control and acting as a deterrence of sorts in places like the White House and National Mall, Union Station, the big train station here in Washington. That is no longer the case. Some of them will be armed, and now they are doubling the numbers of people that are going to be in here. We're talking 1,500 National Guard across the city. And just to talk about how incongruent all of this is, these National Guard members, some of them will be armed. None of them will be able to make arrests. Savannah?
Gary, the White House, though, is touting over 300 arrests since this operation began. That was back on August 7th. Tell us what we know about that and how long we think this will last.
So they have made 300 arrests. These are federal agents, people from across the federal government that have been put out onto the streets of D.C. More than 300 arrests, more than 1,800 people involved in making those 300 arrests over the past week. And this can only happen for 30 days. That's as long as President Trump has this emergency power. If he wants to go one day longer, he's going to have to get congressional approval for that. And that's something that seems unlikely at this point. Savannah?
All right. Gary, thank you very much.
New questions are swirling around a violent confrontation captured on camera over the weekend in Southern California. It involved masked federal agents who allegedly opened fire after stopping a car in Los Angeles. NBC News correspondent Steve Patterson has the details, and we do want to warn you, some of the video is disturbing.
A tense confrontation with federal agents in Southern California has left open questions about why the encounter ended with gunfire. Customs and Border Protection agents say they were conducting a targeted operation before a traffic stop in San Bernardino. As masked men, including one in a CBP hat, approached the car, an unmarked pickup truck is visible outside.
What do you want?
The agents asked the driver to open the window. But the driver says he won't open it. Seconds later, the agents shatter the driver's side glass.
Hey, you can't do that!
The driver hits the gas, followed by 3 loud pops, confirmed by Homeland Security as gunfire. In another angle, slowed down, you can see the agent's hand reaching through the broken window just as the truck speeds off. The video does not show how the family was stopped, and it isn't clear why they were pulled over. The Department of Homeland Security says the suspect drove his car at the officers and struck 2 CBP officers with his vehicle, forcing a CBP officer to discharge his firearm in self-defense. The driver, identified as Francisco, spoke to our station NBC4 Los Angeles at his home, saying he had to protect his life and family. Later, federal agents and local police showed up to the home, clashing with community members, but officials did not detain Francisco. NBC News law enforcement analyst Rob D'Amico.
I think maybe higher ups in the agency or a judge reviewed it and did not think that the evidence that those officers had were enough to get an arrest warrant. So I think that's really telling of the situation from the federal side.
Questions that have left a family and their community asking why.
Brother was okay, Pop was okay. I'm just glad we're okay. But it's not cool that ICE is able to do something like that.
Steve Patterson, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Well, this morning, Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands are starting to reassess the damage caused by Hurricane Erin. The massive Category 4 storm lashed the islands with powerful waves and strong winds, downing trees, knocking out power. The storm also dumped several inches of rain in a short time, and it caused widespread flooding. Erin's the first hurricane of the 2025 Atlantic season, and it's now heading north. That is prompting officials in North Carolina to issue a state of emergency for the Outer Banks and also a mandatory evacuation order for Hatteras Island. For more on Erin's path, let's get you your morning news now. Weather.
Meteorologist Michelle Grossman is in this morning. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning, guys. And this is a massive storm in terms of strength, in terms of size. The best case scenario, though, we're kind of splitting the difference between Bermuda and also the U.S. I'll show you the track in just a minute. But right now, we're looking at a Category 4 storm. It was a Category 5 storm on Saturday and then kind of weakened a bit on Sunday. Back up to a Category 4 storm with winds at 130 miles per hour. It's moving to the northwest at 13 miles per hour. And we do expect to sustain that strength over the next day or so. By Wednesday, we're still looking at a major hurricane at Category 3 with winds at 120 miles per hour. And then it's going to enter some cooler waters. So we're looking at downgrading to a Category 2 storm and then eventually to a Category 1 storm. But take a look at this path. You can see that we are splitting the difference between the east coast of the U.S. and also Bermuda. The best case scenario, especially for a storm this size. Still, though, we will see impacts along the east coast of the U.S. This is why we have coastal areas from Miami all the way to Eastport, so Florida all the way to Maine, where we're going to see really large swells, really rough surf, and also life-threatening rip currents. So I know it's the end of summer. We want to be at the beaches, but you want to heed all those warnings this week because we're looking at this impacting over the next several days. Also, Cape Hatteras could see some winds because this is a wide storm. We're looking at the tropical storm force winds extending about 400 miles. So you can see where that blue kind of clips portions of the Carolinas. We're going to watch that very closely over the next several days, but that would be in the Wednesday, Thursday timeframe. So we have a little time to watch that track over the next couple of days. Otherwise, we are looking at strong storms in portions of the northern plains. Could see some large hail, some winds gusting up to 60 miles per hour, some locally heavy downpours. A nice day in the southwest. Really hot throughout the plains, the Mississippi Valley into the Midwest. We're looking at heat indices right around 105, 110 in spots, and showers and storms continuing in portions of the southeast. Again, any of these could be locally heavy. You could see some of that in the Carolinas too, and into portions of the Gulf Coast. So let's take a look at those heat alerts. We are looking at millions under heat alerts. Where we see the red, that's where we're looking at extreme heat warning. 53 million people impacted. Wow. So we're continuing the same stories. Things are not budging. We're looking at some stormy conditions in the southeast, also tracking Erin and those heat alerts as well.
Storms and heat.
Yep, exactly.
The story of the summer. Thanks, Michelle.
Sure.
Air Canada hopes to restart operations today after a dramatic weekend disrupting travel all around the world. The airline's flight attendants went on strike early Saturday over pay and scheduling disputes. Then the Canadian government stepped in, issuing an order to return to work. Well, yesterday, the union representing those 10,000 flight attendants refused that order, calling it, quote, blatantly unconstitutional. The airline now expects to restart operations tonight. So far, roughly 700 flights have been grounded today. That is stranding an estimated 100,000 travelers around the world daily.
Well, just 2 weeks into NFL preseason, there's already a spotlight on safety in the league after multiple alarming injuries. The most recent, and happened just over this weekend. It was when the Los Angeles Chargers quarterback took a hard hit and had to be carted off the field. NBC News correspondent Ryan Chandler has the details.
Down the right sideline, and well played by the LA secondary.
A frightening moment on the field. LA Chargers wide receiver Quentin Johnston taking a brutal hit while looking for a long ball in Saturday's preseason game against the LA Rams.
That's a big hit there.
Medical staff from both teams rushing to his aid.
Took a shot there, and that's just football for you.
His teammates kneeling in solidarity. Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh giving some insight into Johnston's condition.
Quentin suffered a concussion. He was taken for more evaluation, but he was talking. He remembered the play, was moving good.
It's the latest terrifying moment in a preseason already leaving some players with serious injuries. Earlier this month, Detroit Lions safety Maurice Norris laying on the ground after taking a knee to the head.
Everyone's holding their breath.
He was rushed to the hospital after 20 long minutes on the field. He's still recovering.
When you have that type of high acceleration hit on the human body, there's going to be potential damage.
For a player like Johnston, when is it safe for them to get back on the field?
I suspect they're going to take it very, very carefully. Though I expect Johnston to be out for about 4 to 6 weeks.
The NFL working to make the game safer. Last year, the league unveiling a new line of helmets to protect players from violent hits, designed for their unique positions. Johnston's still recovering, as fans hope to see him back on the field soon. Ryan Chandler, NBC News.
We're back with new details this morning about 2 American tourists who died within hours of each other. They were at a brand new Carnival Cruise-owned resort in the Bahamas. NBC News correspondent Jesse Kirsch has the latest.
The Royal Bahamas police say the 2 Americans, both in their 70s, died within hours of each other at this private Carnival Cruise Line destination called Celebration Key. Investigators are describing both events as drowning incidents. First, police say late Friday morning, a 79-year-old man became unresponsive while snorkeling at a beach. Then that afternoon, investigators say a 74-year-old woman who sailed on a different ship became unresponsive while swimming in a pool. Both times, a lifeguard gave assistance and CPR was administered, according to police. Celebration Key on Grand Bahama Island has only been open for weeks.
So regardless of the cruise line, if you're getting off the ship but going to the cruise line's private destination, they treat safety, security, medical personnel, all of that the same as if you were on the ship itself.
Absolutely. The number one aspect of any ship's design is safety. They are there to ensure that everybody aboard, passengers, crew, are as safe as possible.
In a statement, Carnival writing, "Our thoughts and prayers are with the guests and their families, and our care team is providing assistance." Now, investigators say autopsies will be performed on both victims to help determine their exact causes of death. When asked about these incidents, the State Department told NBC News that the U.S. government is supporting these victims' families with consular assistance. Back to you.
All right, Jesse, thank you. Well, this morning we are getting a look behind the scenes at the world's first ever humanoid robot Olympics in Beijing. It features a variety of competitions ranging from martial arts and soccer matches to customer service related events. The idea is not about going for gold as much as testing out new technology. It's part of China's latest push to be at the forefront of the AI race. NBC News international correspondent Janice Mackey-Fryer explains.
This is not your average sports tournament. At what is billed as the first ever World Humanoid Robot Games, the athletes come in all shapes, sizes, and structure to compete in events ranging from running to kickboxing to soccer. For 3 days, human handlers from 16 countries are putting machines through the motions to show the potential of embodied AI as well as its limitations. It isn't about winning or losing, but it's a way to trial the robots in agility, endurance, and battery life. Some of the humanoids are competing in more practical job skills, like sorting medicine and hotel concierge duties. That's why a team from Starbot made the trip from California. Their robots work in customer service.
Do you think humans are ready to have robots so involved in their daily lives?
I think so. As a matter of fact, our company already works at restaurants, and we already have robots providing service to customers, and they are welcomed really well. So I think perhaps not everyone, but I think we are ready as a society to incorporate robots into the environment.
The games are meant to showcase how far robotics have come and to provide a window into a future where humanoids are integrated into daily life.
But it also reveals how heavily China's government has been backing the development of these technologies to close the artificial intelligence gap with the United States. For years, Beijing has been funneling tens of billions of dollars into AI research and state subsidies, like it did with the electric vehicle industry, making all this a very different kind of race.
Videos of robots dancing, punching, and performing have been all over Chinese social media and state TV as the government has deepened its investment here. But the games are the most ambitious promotional push yet that drew a small but curious crowd to watch how next-gen robotics are taking shape. Research published by Morgan Stanley predicts that by 2050, China will have 302.3 million humanoid robots in use, well ahead of the U.S. projection of just 77.7 million. He says when robots like these gain independent thinking and behavior after training, that will be the real AI age. From what we saw here, people are not obsolete quite yet. There were no speed records being set, and many of the athletes, well, they're prone to fizzling and faceplants. Yet it's all wired to the real goal for China, getting ahead in the global race for AI domination, one clunky step at a time. Janice Mackey-Fryer, NBC News, Beijing.
I could have made that goal.
It's a little comforting to see them not quite able to do it, right?
They'll get there, though. All right, coming up, preparing for disaster as Hurricane Erin takes aim at the U.S. We're sharing tips on what you can do to keep your family safe.
Plus, a back-to-school warning for parents, why officials say you might want to think twice about posting those first day of school photos. This is Morning News Now. Welcome back. Amtrak services have been severely disrupted across the country following a cargo train derailment in North Carolina.
According to Amtrak's websites, all routes from Washington, D.C. to Raleigh have been canceled, along with at least 11 routes from Miami to New York. That's because a CSX cargo train carrying coal derailed in Halifax County yesterday afternoon. CSX says no one was hurt by the derailment, and there are no outstanding threats to the surrounding community. The cause of the incident is still under investigation. Back now with new data from NOAA, which shows that the U.S. gets hit with destructive weather events multiple times a month. This comes as a powerful Hurricane Erin barrels across the Atlantic. NBC News meteorologist Chase Kane has what you need to know to protect yourself during these extreme weather disasters.
Storm Team 4 weather alert.
They're the warnings no one wants to hear.
The National Weather Service is issuing this tornado warning.
Marty and Georgia Breeden were in the path of a tornado at their home in Luray, Virginia this spring.
You've lived in this area 60 years?
I've lived in this area 61 years.
Never had that happen?
No, not like that.
You would have thought we were in a blizzard because everything was just white.
Trees on their property uprooted.
There's something very different about this wind out here.
That tornado warning came from the National Weather Service forecast office outside D.C. Christopher Strong surveyed the storm damage.
That was an EF0 tornado, had peak winds of 75 miles an hour.
Meteorologists said more than 120 offices across the country are constantly monitoring weather in their regions, issuing advisories, watches, and warnings for all types of extreme weather.
We're not going to stop the weather threats from happening, obviously, but if people are aware, if people are ready, then it turns out so much better for everybody.
Strong's role as warning coordination meteorologist is to partner with local TV stations and emergency managers to prepare folks before the actual warnings, which bring those screeching alerts to your phone, reserved for the most dangerous events like tornadoes, hurricanes, and flash floods.
This is a weather radio.
They're another tool forecasters recommend, equipped with battery backup and automatically sound when the Weather Service issues alerts. Radios issue the final warning, but it's important to make a plan and stock up on essentials ahead of time. You can also sign up for any other alerts from your local emergency managers, because data from NOAA shows the most destructive weather now hits the U.S. on average every 12 days.
You're going to get hit.
The Breedens say their phones did alert them that day of the storm, but left unplugged their weather radio.
We would have maybe gotten more of an idea of what was coming had we been more diligent to have a radio plugged up.
A reminder to always be prepared as climate change makes wild weather more destructive and more common. Chase Kane, NBC News, Luray, Virginia.
Well, as students head back to school, many families are posting that traditional first day of school photo on social media, right? Well, police officers say those images could give predators a lot more information than you realize. Reporter Marlon Martinez from our affiliate in Kansas City explains.
Yeah, those back-to-school pictures have become tradition for families.
So I've got an 8th grader, a 6th grader, a 4th grader, and a 2nd grader.
For Emily Brownlee, the first day of school has always been about making memories and sharing them with friends and family online.
For a long time, it was to make sure that I keep up with friends and family, and that my family that don't live in town can see what my kids are up to.
But she says her habits have changed in the last few years as she's learned about dangers she never imagined, from predators using artificial intelligence to alter pictures.
There's a lot of, interesting dangers that comes with that, where they can actually, strip your children's clothes.
To strangers pinpointing where your child lives or even goes to school. Overland Park police officer John Lacey says it's a conversation he has with parents every single year.
I know it's tradition. I see it on mine. There are some people that are on my social media, and I look and I say, well, they got too much information. I've reached out to those parents. Hey, as a police officer and as a friend, you got too much information on there, and I explain the reason why.
His advice?
The first thing I would do is don't put the child's name on there. If you do put the child's name on there, only maybe their initials. The second thing I would tell you to do is not put the school, because they can figure out what school, what area that child is walking.
And Emily's tips:
if you want their faces in the picture, use an emoji or a sticker. I actually learned that from Mark Zuckerberg, because every time that he posts his family, his kids always have a sticker over their face.
Both Emily and John say it's not about skipping tradition. It's about doing it safely.
So what we want the parents to do is just to be a little bit more careful of what they post and how they post.
Pharma giant Novo Nordisk is popping on Wall Street this morning after yet another weight loss drug breakthrough.
We have CNBC's Bertha Coombs joining us this morning. Hi, Bertha. Great to see you. Good morning.
Great to see you guys as well. That's right. Yeah, Novo Nordisk shares are soaring, she tried to say, after the FDA approved its weight loss drug Wegovy to treat a specific form of liver disease, the disease known as MASH or NASH. It's basically a non-alcoholic version of fatty liver disease, and it affects roughly 1 in 20 people in the United States. Wegovy is the first GLP-1 drug to get such an approval from the FDA. Analysts say this this could shift things for Novo following what's been a tough start to the year as it faces increasing competition in the weight loss market. Meantime, Samsung is taking market share from Apple in the U.S. as its foldable phones seem to be gaining momentum. Samsung launched 2 new devices last month, one which turns into a tablet and the other that resembles an old-school flip phone. But even before that, data from research firm analysis shows that Samsung's market share was rising from 23% to 31% in the second quarter. And Apple, while still the market leader, has seen its share slip from 56% to 49%. Meantime, Tokyo is the top city for workcation. That's according to the 3rd annual Work From Anywhere barometer put out by International Workspace Group, an operator of flexible and hybrid spaces. Tokyo is #1 because of its exceptional broadband speed, transportation network, safety, culture, and a new digital nomad visa. It's followed by Rio de Janeiro, Budapest, Seoul, and Barcelona. I could work in any of those.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be
They're all
pretty
top
cool.
of my list, yeah. Thanks, Bertha.
Just sad we even have to measure that. All right. One of the nation's top college football programs is being forced to pay up this morning over a controversial sign-stealing scandal. On Friday, the NCAA slapped Michigan with a slew of penalties that could end up costing the school more than $30 million. It includes a $50,000 base fine, plus 10% of its football budget, postseason revenue, and scholarships awarded for the upcoming season. An additional game suspension was also imposed on its current head coach. This is the latest development in that alleged 2-year-long scheme that loomed over the Wolverines' undefeated championship season back in 2023. NBC sports reporter Nicole Auerbach joins us now with more on this. Nicole, good morning. So walk us through how the NCAA got to this point and just how much all these penalties might impact the program, its image, and its future.
Well, I'm glad you started with the financial penalty because that is the heaviest penalty that they received. And listen, $35 million, that is not chump change. However, there were potentially other more severe penalties, a postseason ban, vacating wins in that national championship season. Those were avoided. And so really, I think there's no other way to say, but Michigan got a little bit of a slap on the wrist here because yes, it's real money, but it's not the things that usually happen that kind of are these big sweeping penalties for athletic programs. The NCAA has moved away from those types of penalties. You see the show cause orders for the individual people involved. That means that it's hard to hire them. You need to prove that they're going to follow the rules and have people who will, kind of promote an atmosphere of compliance around them. But that's really punishing the adults in the room. So you have that and you have the financial penalties instead of penalties like a postseason ban that impact players that weren't involved. That's the way the NCAA has been moving in its high-profile cases in recent years.
And despite that, what you would describe as maybe more of a slap on the wrist, Michigan obviously is firing back, saying in a statement last week it's going to appeal the NCAA's decision here. What might that process look like? And just what is the school saying about this whole long ordeal?
Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure how long the appeal process will work or when their deadline is to submit it, but the reason they're doing is that they feel that there were process parts of this that were violated, that they never got to see all of the evidence that the NCAA was using in its investigation to come up with these penalties and these conclusions. And they believe ultimately that these process pieces were violated. Plus, I think it makes sense if you're going to try to appeal this to decrease the financial penalty. You look at a case like Tennessee had hundreds of impermissible benefit violations a few years back. They were fined $8 million total. So this is a significant increase. Michigan also had parties involved in this that did not participate and were not particularly helpful for the NCAA. So there's reasons that it was what it was, as well as a repeat violator status. However, I think that's what Michigan is pushing back on, the severity of the fine, but also the process pieces that they believe were violated there. They've also threatened beyond just appealing it, that they'll look at whatever opportunities they have here, which could include legal action. But I would expect at this point that we're going to see an appeal and go through kind of the NCAA process here.
All right, Nicole Auerbach, great to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Well, this morning, what's old is new again. Recent trends show that more young drivers are learning how to drive stick shift. NBC News correspondent Steve Patterson spoke to one man who started an entire driving school based on the desire to learn how to use the clutch and get into gear.
For generations, this was the sound of real driving. Shifting gears, pressing the gas while releasing the clutch. A stick shift, the standard for decades, became a calling card in the early 2000s for cool cars, as seen in the Fast and Furious franchise.
Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should.
Now, the old school manual transmission has become something of a relic. Since 2020, less than 2% of all new car sales in the United States are stick shifts. But like bell-bottoms, flip phones, and vinyl records, old classics often find their way to young hands.
You do feel like you're a race car driver just moving that shift around, so.
Although stick sales have been declining over the years, the car market saw small bumps in both 2023 and 2025 with interested Gen Zers who say they're tired of feeling distracted while they drive.
I think that this is a skill that everybody should have, not only because it's something to have just in case, but also make you a better driver in general.
28-year-old Lela Dang is taking it a step further.
Perfect.
She's taking lessons.
And I give it a little bit of gas. There you go. Awesome.
Her instructor, Ahmed Raza, founded the Houston-based Manual Driving Academy after he bought a 2012 Mazda Miata 2 years ago and had to teach himself how to drive it.
I was like, oh, this was really cool. It's such a simple thing, but it's like this mechanical connection between you and your car. Clutch and brake, perfect. And then neutral, wiggle, wiggle, perfect. Handbrake up, clutch out. Awesome.
Raja noticed that spike in manual sales back in 2023, including research showing that 67% of 18 to 34-year-olds want to learn.
Why don't we start this? Why can't this be a business? So we initially started in Houston, got a lot of interest, and then had folks reaching out from all over Texas, other states, and then since then we've expanded nationwide.
Ahmed's Academy, now in 47 cities, employing nearly 200 instructors, teaching people all over the country how not to stall out.
Okay. Slow, 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 slow.
Like, well, me.
Now get off of it. It's okay. Okay, that's okay.
I'm from Detroit, and my dad was an engineer at Ford Motor Company for more than 40 years, but I haven't driven a manual in more than 20, and it showed.
Okay, that's okay. Clutch all the way in.
I think I stalled.
Yeah, you did stall.
Let's just say it's harder than it looks, but also a lot more fun.
Keep it there, keep it there, keep it there, keep it there. And now we can get off of it and let's give it some gas. There you go. Woo! This guy's a racer right here.
My Today Show colleagues, Craig and Chanel, also learned the hard way when Dylan and Al tried to teach them a few years ago.
Okay.
Put your foot on the brake.
Clutch, okay.
And clutch.
There you go. Okay, great, excellent. Good job.
I'd recommend this to anybody just wanting to learn to drive in general because it'll make you a more aware driver, which is safer not just for you, but for everybody else on the road.
A big shift for some willing to take a road less traveled, and for Ahmed, kicking the business of learning into higher gear.
It's a gratifying experience. It's really fun, it's enjoyable, and it's a great skill.
Steve Patterson, NBC News.
All right, coming up, a story that'll make you go, "Arr."
I saw a pirate ship, and I said, I'm going to buy that pirate ship, and I did.
When we come back, we'll take you to the shores of Rhode Island, where one man is taking his lifelong obsession with pirates to the next level. Stay with us, mateys. Morning News Now will be right back. Welcome back, or should we say ahoy there. We end this hour with one Rhode Island man who is taking his love for pirates to the next level.
Reporter Sam Reed from our Providence affiliate WJAR has the story.
Down the docks in Warren, amongst all kinds of boats, there's one in particular that shivers me timbers.
It's not one like it in the world. It's a one of a kind. It's not normal. It's not normal.
This is a 22-foot Catalina sailboat turned pirate ship called just that, Not Normal. And the owner, Jason DePietro, who's the captain and creator, says the same can be said about him.
I'm a good pirate, but the pirates always fascinated me, and their lifestyle and everything about it.
Roughly 4 years ago, a trip to St. Thomas piqued his passion for pirates.
I said to myself, I'm going to own a pirate ship.
From there, the 51-year-old went on his own treasure hunt, looking for the perfect project.
One day I was scrolling through Marketplace and I saw a pirate ship. And I said, I'm going to buy that pirate ship. And I did.
This originally came from Connecticut. A couple built the unique framework, and over time, it sat on a lake. After buying the boat, he fixed everything necessary to make it seaworthy.
My father was a commercial fisherman, so I learned how to build boats at an early age.
Then week after week, he went to work, spending more than 500 hours on it, and a lot of loot.
Attention to detail unfounded. It's a curse and a gift.
Transforming every inch of the beautiful boat that's now gleaming with gold and everything pirate-related.
It's really fascinating to see the transition.
With the boat built, Jason has a goal that's even greater.
Charity work is really where I'm looking to do. I'm looking to build a crew of people to really accomplish that goal.
Ideally, he'd love to draw people to his deck so everyone can enjoy it, whether for an event or an experience.
Everybody that goes by takes pictures and videos, and it really brings joy to a lot of people.
This ship, that literally looks like it belongs on a dock in Disney, will remain in the area for now. Jason hopes it'll be an inspiration for others and a reminder that if you put your mind to something, you can do it. Because it's all about whatever floats your boat.
It makes me really happy that I actually built something that everybody can enjoy. Everybody really enjoys it.
Our thanks to Sam Reed for sharing that story.
Let's go do it for this hour of Morning News Now.
Stay with us, though. The news continues right now. Good morning. Thanks for starting your Monday with us. I'm Savannah Sellers. Joe will be back with us just a little later in the hour. Right now on Morning News Now, show of force. European leaders, including Ukraine's President Zelenskyy, convening at the White House today, expected to meet with President Trump on the heels of that lukewarm one-on-one with Russia's President Vladimir Putin last week. But overnight, the commander-in-chief again insisting that Ukraine should be the nation that ultimately brings an end to the years of deadly violence. We have the latest from Washington. Also this morning, a monstrous Hurricane Erin marching toward North America's East Coast now as a dangerous Category 4 storm. Over the weekend, devastatingly powerful winds slamming island communities in the Caribbean. And now folks from Florida to Maine are on high alert. Our Michelle Grossman has the latest track. Stranded, thousands of frustrated Air Canada travelers grounded at gates across the country this morning, stuck in the middle of a costly flight attendant strike. It has left its busy summertime schedule up in the air. The latest on negotiations and when passengers could finally be cleared for takeoff. And he was a prodigy of post-Golden Age Hollywood, turning the storied silver screen villain into a stylish centerpiece throughout his decades-long career. This morning, we are remembering the legendary Terrence Stamp, bad guy to some, hero to millions of others. His life and legacy after leaving us at 87. Joe will bring us that look back, of course, in a little while. But we're going to begin this hour with another high-stakes meeting today for President Trump as he's set to meet this afternoon with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. Well, the meeting comes just days after Mr. Trump met with Russian President Vladimir Putin at a summit in Alaska, where a ceasefire deal was not reached. Well, today, Zelenskyy will have the support of several European leaders who will also meet with President Trump. It was back in February, that's happening on your screen right now, when he and President Trump had this contentious meeting in the Oval Office regarding the war in Ukraine. It was really quite stunning. NBC News senior White House correspondent Garrett Haake has the latest.
President Trump came away from Friday's summit without reaching either of his stated goals heading into it. No ceasefire in Ukraine and no agreement for a meeting between Presidents Putin and Zelenskyy. But today's meeting here with Ukrainian and allied European leaders could be pivotal, with Trump ratcheting up pressure on Ukraine over the weekend to make a deal. And it comes after what Zelenskyy said was another night of what he called cynical and demonstrative Russian airstrikes, which killed civilians and children. A reminder of the urgent need, Zelenskyy said, to make Moscow here stop. This morning, President Trump set to host Volodymyr Zelenskyy at the White House. Ukraine's president will be joined by the leaders of France, Germany, and the United Kingdom, hoping to present a united front in their efforts to end Russia's war against Ukraine.
It's important that Washington is with us.
Trump pushing Zelenskyy for a deal overnight, posting that the Ukrainian leader could end the war, quote, almost immediately, referencing a key sticking point, land annexed by Russia in 2014. Trump warning, no getting back Obama-given Crimea, also adding, no going into NATO by Ukraine. Less than 2 hours later, Zelenskyy seemingly pushing back, posting, peace must be lasting, not like it was years ago when Ukraine was forced to give up Crimea, adding, Russia must end this war. The land and other parts of Ukraine occupied by Russia will be central to the meeting today. Putin is demanding to keep that territory and more, which Ukraine refuses. Earlier Sunday, Trump also shared another user's post. Ukraine must be willing to lose some territory to Russia. Though his Secretary of State asked yesterday morning if the White House would pressure Ukraine to give up territory.
No one's pushing Ukraine to give that up.
It all comes days after the president's face-to-face with Putin in Alaska, which did not include Zelenskyy.
We had an extremely productive meeting, and many points were agreed to.
Rolling out the red carpet for the Russian leader with a B-2 bomber flyover and a ride in his heavily secured presidential limo, known as the Beast. However, the leaders reached no agreement and took no questions. Democrats blasting the summit as an embarrassing failure.
Putin walks away with his photo op with zero commitments made and zero consequences. What a great day for Russia.
Today's meeting between Trump and Zelenskyy taking place 6 months after that infamous scene in the Oval Office.
You don't have the cards right now.
Now both sides hoping for a very different outcome. The other key topic today will likely be so-called security guarantees. That's what the United States and European allies can promise to Ukraine and threaten Russia about our commitment to keep Ukraine safe should Russia invade again after the fighting stops. The president's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, who was in that meeting in Alaska, says progress was made on that front, with the U.S. proposing, quote, game-changing guarantees to prevent future war. What the U.S. offers and what Russia is willing to accept will be something to watch closely in the days ahead.
All right, Garrett, thank you. Well, ahead of that meeting between Presidents Trump and Zelenskyy, Russia is continuing to launch attacks on Ukraine. A Russian drone strike on a residential building in Kharkiv earlier today killed at least 6 people, including 2 children, and more than a dozen others were wounded. The ongoing violence has Ukrainians skeptical that they could soon see peace in the 3-year-long war. NBC News chief international correspondent Richard Engel is on the ground at the site of this attack with the details.
This is what Ukrainians are facing every single day, deliberate Russian attacks against civilian targets. This is an apartment building. The apartments are full of furniture. They were filled with people. It can be nothing else but a civilian target, yet it was hit deliberately, consistently. It was targeted. Survivors tell us that it was hit by 6 different Russian Shahed drones, one after another, all within a short period of time, the drones hitting about 30 seconds apart. So that's no accident. This building was targeted, and rescue workers are still combing through the site. There are psychological workers here trying to give comfort to the survivors. And the rescue teams so far have already found at least 6 bodies, including 2 children, a 1.5-year-old girl and a 16-year-old boy. And there may be others, at least 20 injured so far. And I asked one of the survivors what this makes him think about this peace process. This comes after President Trump's meeting with Vladimir Putin and just hours ahead of this critical summit between President Trump and Zelenskyy. And he told me, just look at what is happening here. It is clear that Vladimir Putin doesn't want peace.
All right, Richard, thank you so much. Well, let's now bring in John Erbs, former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine. Ambassador, thank you very much for joining us. So it's been nearly 6 months since our viewers may remember that meeting between President Trump and President Zelenskyy in the Oval Office that really sort of just devolved into chaos. The tensions were extremely high right in front of reporters. It was really something to see. Do you expect we'll see anything like that, or are you anticipating this goes more smoothly?
It'll go certainly more smoothly, even much more smoothly than that. But that's a very low bar. That meeting was a disaster for all parties.
And Ambassador, we know that several European leaders, as well as the NATO Secretary General, they're all going to be at the White House this afternoon. Do you think that helps, like, kind of potentially secure that this goes more smoothly? It's almost sort of like President Zelenskyy has backup there.
That's a very good question. The answer is yes. President Trump would not want to pick a fight, I think, with Zelensky, with other European leaders there, including some he considers friends. And of course, those European leaders are very, very clear that Russia is the aggressor in this war. Putin has shown no inclination to actually make peace, and they're there to help Zelensky deliver that message to President Trump.
Ambassador, of course, a huge conversation here is the potential for any land swapping to go on and kind of what comes at the cost of that. I was actually surprised just our last hour on the show, we had a member of the Ukrainian parliament join us, and we've talked to her several times throughout this years-long conflict now. And when we asked about that, what she actually first responded with, now this is of course just one member of parliament, it's not like it was the president himself speaking or anything, but she started by saying, what we'll need to hear is what the security assurances from the United States would be, and not necessarily just a flat-out no. She pointed out that something like that would be voted on in a country like Ukraine. But do you think that that maybe is on the table in any way, especially after the meeting last week in Alaska between President Trump and President Putin?
That lady is very smart. Look, I think there's been a lot of misguided talk about land swaps over the past 3, 4, 5 days. Trump has spoken about the need for territorial concessions by Ukraine, even as a candidate. And Zelensky has acknowledged since the election, before the inauguration, that he was open to that. And that remains true. But it's also critical, and Zelensky has made this point repeatedly, and this is one of the things that annoyed President Trump in that infamous meeting in February in the Oval Office, that he needs security guarantees. And while I think that the administration made a mistake in not putting sanctions on Russia when they ignored his August 8 deadline, they seem to have moved Russia on the issue of security guarantees. And while they don't need Russia's permission to give security guarantees, more importantly, President Trump's own view on security guarantees has evolved in the right direction. So there's clear progress over the past few days on that issue.
Ambassador John Erbs, we always appreciate your expertise. I'm sure we'll be talking to you more throughout this week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, the battle for control of Congress is set to enter a new phase today. That's because Texas Democrats, they're expected to end that 2-week walkout. It comes after dozens of Democratic lawmakers, they fled the state in an effort to stall a Republican redistricting plan. Now, as Texas moves closer to redrawing its congressional maps, Democrats in California have unveiled their own redistricting plan in response. NBC News correspondent Ryan Chandler joins us now from Austin with the latest on this one. Ryan, good morning. So the Texas House of Representatives, they are set to gavel in today. That's around noon local time. What are you hearing about who will be there? Why now? Tell us about these lawmakers' journey back to their home state.
So, Savannah, this is the day that this whole standoff has been building to for more than 2 weeks now. Democrats returning home to bring this fight from Illinois, California, back to Texas. You'll have to forgive me. My sources are being a little coy about where and who exactly is returning. They want to be sensitive about the information that gets out there into the public before the Democrats actually return, wary of the fact that they are still facing arrest. They'll be coming straight to the House of Representatives after they land. They can't go home or back to their districts first, because if they are in Texas and not on the House floor, DPS has continued the threats to arrest and compel them onto the House floor. Why now, Savannah? Well, Democrats very cleverly submitted a list of demands that allows them to both come home and claim some semblance of victory. Democrats successfully killed the first special session, which was supposed to last a month, but was actually abbreviated because the Speaker of the House, the Republican here, knew that they wouldn't have a quorum. So Democrats get to say they stalled this for one special session. And they also point to California and say anything that Texas does will be canceled out by the maps that Governor Newsom is asking voters to approve. So Democrats get to come home and say, while they may eventually lose this final vote, they have taken this debate nationwide and won elsewhere.
So, Ryan, tell us about what Democrats are potentially proposing even elsewhere, as I mentioned, like in California, to try to sort of counteract what is happening here in Texas and potentially kind of try to keep Congress the same way it is now.
So California has really been the leader on this. With pressure from Texas Democrats, Governor Newsom is asking voters this November to approve new maps that would cancel out any Republican gains that Texas hopes to make here. The Election Rigging Response Act, it's 5 seats for 5 seats. California redrawing their districts to make 5 districts more blue, just as Texas is aiming to add 5 more Republican seats. So that's the first state. Governor Newsom, though, is pushing states like Illinois, New York, to redraw their maps to help Democrats as more red states like Indiana, Ohio consider maybe doing the same for Republicans.
Ryan, while also this was all playing out in Texas, lawmakers, they weren't able to establish the quorum needed to pass anything, right? Other legislation. But also, really importantly, of course, in that state, the deadly floods that just ravaged the state last month, they weren't able to pass relief related to that. What is the latest on that?
And that really has been the whole tragedy this month. Caught in the middle of this political fight have been the victims of Kerr County and across central Texas who have been waiting for relief for a lot of money that is going to come from the legislature, but has been stalled as redistricting puts everything on pause. One important update there, with the beginning of this second special session, Governor Abbott added another flood-related emergency item related to camp safety. We know one of the most tragic parts of these floods is so many campers died because they were right on the river. The legislature is going to take a hard look at the regulations and the safety measures around those camps that are along what is now known as Flash Flood Alley. But we know that relief is coming. It's just been stalled for far too long amid this political fight.
It certainly has. Ryan Chandler, thank you very much. Well, now let's get to this week's big weather story. Hurricane Erin. It is strengthening back into a powerful Category 4. That happened just overnight as it passed by Puerto Rico and several other Caribbean islands. And now Erin is heading north, creating dangerous conditions at beaches from Florida to New England, and including some evacuation orders. NBC News correspondent Jesse Kirsch is in Miami and joins us with the latest on this. Hey, Jesse, good morning.
Hey, Savannah, good morning. We've already seen tens of thousands of reported power outages in Puerto Rico. And as you mentioned, there are some evacuation orders already issued, including one in North Carolina that takes effect this morning. All of this as Erin is expected to get even bigger.
This morning, Hurricane Erin getting stronger, again becoming a Category 4 hurricane overnight. The storm moving north after a soaking weekend in the Caribbean, and expected to bring with it life-threatening waves and rip currents up and down the East Coast. And while Erin crawled around Puerto Rico, the island was still slammed by strong waves and flash flooding. Puerto Rico's governor warning people about potentially treacherous conditions.
So those people visiting or going to rivers on the island, we advise you not to do it.
And off the coast of St. Croix, the U.S. Coast Guard says 2 men had to be rescued from rough seas. Meanwhile, NOAA hurricane hunters captured this incredible video by flying inside Erin's eerily peaceful eye. Now, Erin is expected to trek between the Atlantic's open waters between the mainland U.S. and Bermuda. And while the storm will likely stay over a couple hundred miles from the U.S., the impact on East Coast shores from those dangerous currents could still be deadly. The ocean threat top of mind after a 13-year-old girl drowned Friday night at the beach in Belmar, New Jersey, according to police, when lifeguards were off duty, marking the second deadly drowning along the Jersey shore in just a week. Meanwhile, with Hurricane Erin on the way, some people in coastal communities like North Carolina's Outer Banks are watching closely.
Hurricane Erin is supposed to stay hundreds of miles away from the U.S. mainland. Why does it still have your attention?
We've had so many of these in the past. We're expecting between 15 to 40 foot waves on shore. And I used to surf a lot, and that kind of stuff is scary.
Erin is expected to double in size by midweek. That means the wind field could expand dramatically. We could be looking at tropical storm force winds across a 400-mile stretch. Savannah?
All right, Jesse, thank you so much. Well, let's get a closer look at what to expect this week with your News Now weather.
Meteorologist Michelle Grossman joins us now. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning, guys. And we're going to be tracking Erin all week long. Right now, we're looking at a Category 4 storm with winds at 130 miles per hour. That's a major hurricane. It's a big one in terms of strength, in terms of size. It's moving to the northwest at 13 miles per hour, and it's impacting the Bahamas and also parts of Turks and Caicos. So watch this track as we go throughout time here. So maintaining its strength Tuesday as a Category 4 storm, and then it's going to weaken by Wednesday to a Category 3 storm. Keep in mind that's still a major hurricane, weakening still on Thursday to a Category 2, and then eventually to a Category 1 storm by Saturday. But notice this is the next 5 days that we are tracking this, and we are not expecting a direct landfall in the U.S. or even in Bermuda. It's going to be right in the middle there, which is the best case scenario. But still, as Jesse mentioned, we are looking at the impacts along the East Coast. That's in terms of the ocean. Really large swells, life-threatening rip currents. So keep that in mind. If you're at the beaches this week, anywhere from Miami all the way to Eastport, you want to heed the warnings. Listen to your local officials. Stay out of the waters if they have the flags up, because we are looking at really dangerous conditions. Also talking about that tropical storm force wind fields, we could see tropical storm force winds over the Cape Hatteras, the Outer Banks. So we're going to watch that very closely over the next couple of days. That would be about Wednesday or Thursday. Back home, we are looking at strong storms in portions of the Midwest. We could see some damaging winds, some hail, also some heavy downpours. To the south and east, we're looking at showers and storms. Notice those colors in the southeast. That's indicating that we could see some locally heavy downpours. And I say in the southwest, we are also looking at really extreme heat in portions of the plains, the Midwest, the Mississippi Valley. Those places, guys, we have heat alerts, and we could see heat indices. That's what it feels like on your body, to 110 in some spots.
Wow. Michelle, thank you so much.
Sure.
A flood of new documents released by police is shedding new light on what happened the night Brian Kohberger murdered 4 University of Idaho students. Kohberger accepted a plea deal this summer. NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky joins us now with these new details. Morgan, good morning.
Hey, Jill, good morning. And these documents were released by Idaho State Police, and we're talking about more than 500 pages here of new details, including interviews with people who knew the victims, as well as peers of Kohberger's at Washington State University. But in addition to that, we're also hearing from a forensic expert who prosecutors hired to examine Kohberger's phone, and they shared chilling new details on his mindset before and after these brutal murders.
Chilling new details about the night Brian Kohberger entered an off-campus house in Moscow, Idaho, and began a brutal rampage that left 4 college students dead. Newly released documents from Idaho State Police reveal a surviving roommate told officers she heard Kohberger call one of the victims by name, saying, "She heard a male say, 'It's okay, Kaylee, I'm here for you.'" Kaylee Gonzalez was fatally stabbed in bed on the 3rd floor along with Madison Mogan. Their friends Xander Kernodle and Ethan Chapin were both murdered downstairs. Kohberger accepted a plea deal that kept him from facing the death penalty. But after the verdict, Kaylee's parents told Today they're still haunted by unanswered questions in the case.
We asked them, can you just tell us the last moments of our daughter? They wouldn't even give us the facts of what happened.
Forensic experts hired by prosecutors to examine Kohberger's cell phone say he effectively wiped it of content for the month surrounding the murders.
I think the gap in the digital data is the loudest piece.
They say Kohberger also did not have a lot of contacts in his phone.
I have worked major terrorism investigation, and these terrorists would have more contacts than that.
But called his parents, who he referred to as mother and father, constantly, including the morning after the murders.
He needed mother and father, clearly every single day and every single night.
The police documents also include new interviews with Kohberger's criminal justice peers and professors at Washington State University, where Kohberger was pursuing a PhD. One professor there telling police she warned colleagues that, quote, Kohberger is smart enough that in 4 years we will have to give him a PhD. Mark my word, I work with predators. If we give him a PhD, that's the guy that in many years when he is a professor, we will hear is harassing, stalking, and sexually abusing his students. And a fellow student told police she talked with Kohberger about the murders weeks after they happened, saying he told her whoever had committed the homicides must have been pretty good, noting that the timing right before students left for winter break made it a good choice.
Now, these forensic experts also said that when they looked at his online search history, just in the hours before he was arrested in late December, Koberger displayed symptoms of being paranoid, searching for used cars for sale after learning that police were trying to hunt down his white Hyundai. Joe?
All right, Morgan, thank you.
Well, now let's get to those airline negotiations that have left thousands of travelers stranded around the world. Air Canada has been forced to ground its entire fleet after its flight attendants refused to obey a Canadian government order to end their strike. It all comes during the peak summer travel season. NBC News correspondent Sam Brock is at Newark Airport with the latest on all this. Hey, Sam, good morning.
Savannah, good morning. Look, just a snapshot of what things look like right now. There are about 500 canceled flights across the United States that are just Air Canada and Air Canada Rouge, Savannah. That is according to FlightAware. The situation is so bad right now that the carrier this morning, we just found out, suspended its third quarter earnings guidance and also projections for full 2025 operations based on this labor dispute. It comes right now, as you mentioned, as the union representing the flight attendants is defying a court order to return to work. They are saying right now that they just want to be fairly compensated, as there is no indication at all as to when this dispute will end. After a weekend of chaos, this morning the status of Air Canada's flight schedule is still up in the air amid an historic flight attendant strike. The airline, which operates roughly 700 flights a day, halted all operations Saturday, leaving an estimated 100,000 travelers with nowhere to go. That includes Tyler Lanigan, who was stuck in Toronto.
So now the game is like, how do we get our passports in time?
He was visiting family with a 6-month-old baby and is now forced to fly from Buffalo to Seattle, asking friends and family on Facebook, is anyone from Vancouver able to come grab us from Seattle on Tuesday night?
It's like asking someone to come grab you, like take a 6-hour drive across the border.
The work stoppage wreaking havoc at airports.
Our flight's supposed to take off today, but it's been canceled.
Canada's government had ordered flight attendants to return to work on Sunday in hopes of allowing the country's largest airline to resume limited operations. But their flight attendants union tore up that order, grounding 240 flights.
I'm expected to end this strike.
Air Canada and the union have been negotiating for months. The main point of contention for the flight attendants, they're only paid while the plane is moving and not before or in between flights.
We just want to be compensated fully and fairly for all the hours that we are at work.
Air Canada says it will offer impacted customers refunds and credits or try to rebook them on another carrier, but admits that may be difficult because capacity is currently limited due to the peak summer travel season. That's something Dwan Thibodeau found out after a surprise trip for her 13-year-old son's birthday was canceled.
When we went on to try to book another flight, there was nothing available.
So even if you wanted to try to preserve some portion of your trip, that option isn't available now.
Exactly. And when we looked for another airline, the price was thousands of dollars more than what we paid.
All right, Sam, how rare is this? And could the flight attendants union face any punishment?
It's a great question. The answer, Savannah, is exceedingly rare for you to see a union defying a back-to-work order. The best historical comp in Canada's history, you got to go back to 1978 when the Canadian postal workers did defy back-to-work legislation. The end result of that, the union was fined. Its leader was actually jailed, Savannah. Now, I suppose it is possible in this case the government could try to enforce contempt again and see where that goes. But right now, it is purely speculative, as tens of thousands of passengers, as we've mentioned, are just waiting in limbo. Back to you.
All right, Sam Brock, thank you so much.
Much more to come on this hour of Morning News Now, including the Republican governors answering President Trump's call for more National Guard troops in Washington, D.C.
First, though, after the break, protests for peace in the Middle East. Hundreds of thousands across Israel taking to the streets, pleading for a ceasefire and the safe return of those remaining hostages. We will take you there next.
Welcome back. Hundreds of thousands of protesters took to the streets of Israel on Sunday. They were demanding the immediate release of hostages being held in Gaza and an end to the war.
The Israelis blocked roads, as you can see here. They closed businesses in the one-day nationwide strike called the Day of Stoppage. It was organized by two groups representing the families of hostages and bereaved families. Police responding to the demonstrations blasted crowds with water cannons and made dozens of arrests. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu criticized the protests, saying it was, quote, hardening Hamas's position and delaying the release of our hostages.
NBC News international correspondent Matt Bradley joins us now from Tel Aviv with more on this. Matt, good morning. We've seen a lot of demonstrations over the past couple of years. This was one of the largest since the war in Gaza began. Can you paint a picture for us what the streets of Israel looked like yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, this was mostly concentrated in the main hostages square. That's what it's been christened by the Israelis in central Tel Aviv. There was also protests nationwide filling public squares. During the day, you mentioned there were work stoppages. The main labor union didn't endorse the protests, but there were quite a bit of people who were off work, and, you know, the streets were pretty quiet. But this was a huge crowd last night, and I was wading through it. It was pretty tough just going from one place to another. One of the biggest since October 7th. But again, as you mentioned, we have seen these almost on a weekly basis, and so far, the government position hasn't changed despite the crowds. Now, I spoke with Ruby Chen, the father of Itai Chen, who was a young American-Israeli man who was captured, who was killed, and this came out later, months later, from the Israeli intelligence. And I spoke with him about why he was down there and what he expects from the prime minister. Here's what he told me.
We are tired of listening, of we need to blame this side or that side. We have a prime minister. He has a responsibility, a legal, moral, Jewish responsibility to bring those hostages that were taken on his shift, on his government, and he needs to bring them back home.
And as you heard there, Joe and Savannah, you know, one of the things that people mention is that this whole thing was under Netanyahu's watch. October 7th was a massive intelligence failure that Netanyahu's top lieutenants have taken responsibility for, even if the prime minister himself hasn't. And now some of these protesters are saying one way for the prime minister to atone for this is to end the war and release those remaining hostages. Guys?
Matt, this does come, though, right as the Israeli military said yesterday. They're pressing ahead with the next phase of this Gaza offensive. What do we know so far about what that could look like?
Yeah, it looks as though the chief of staff of the Israeli military has met with some of his top generals. They're coming up with a final plan, and it's supposedly going to come to fruition in the coming days, though the Israeli media is reporting that Israeli officials are saying it's unlikely that we're going to see any real big uptick in the fighting, maybe for even a month. This is going to require the enlistment or the recruitment of additional reservists, many of whom are very upset with the trajectory of the war. They join the people in those marches that you're seeing on your screen saying, we want to end the war. So now there's this political disagreement that's coming from the rank and file of the military that's complicating this operation even further.
And Matt, here in the U.S. over the weekend, the State Department said it was halting all visitor visas for individuals from Gaza. Real quick, what's behind this decision?
Yeah, this is basically what we're seeing is a lot of difficulty in trying to get people out of the Gaza Strip. This has been a struggle for so many people. But there are worries, of course, that the Israelis have that these people who are coming out of the Gaza Strip aren't going to necessarily be vetted properly and that they will represent Hamas. The Israelis have their own plan for trying to get people out of the Gaza Strip, for what some people say amounts to something like ethnic cleansing. Benjamin Netanyahu has already been trying to speak with other countries about taking them in, such as Somaliland and South Sudan, countries that are already torn by war themselves.
All right, Matt Bradley. Matt, thank you. We're back with the controversy surrounding President Trump's decision to deploy the National Guard to Washington, D.C. Now, 3 Republican governors say they're going to send in troops to support the operation. And NBC News has learned some Guard members will be allowed to carry firearms. Our senior Homeland Security correspondent Julia Ainsley has more on the criticism that President Trump is facing, as statistics show crime in the Capitol was already at a 30-year low.
This weekend, President Trump's federal takeover of the D.C. police leading to more checkpoints.
He had no reason to put this man in handcuffs.
More arrests and more confrontations with protesters. Unhappy about the increased presence of federal law enforcement and roughly 800 National Guard troops deployed around the nation's capital. The president calling crime in D.C., quote, totally out of control, and declaring a public safety emergency.
This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back.
Some Democrats blasting the move.
This is about the president playing king,
trying to be the authoritarian leader, the dictator.
The president targeted crime in D.C. after a young former DOJ staffer was brutally beaten during an attempted carjacking earlier this month. But according to D.C. police statistics, violent crime has actually fallen in the nation's capital over the past 2 years. A January report from the U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C. found that violent crime is at a 30-year low. Newly installed D.C. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro telling NBC News crime is still too high.
Why are you so proud of the fact that crime has gone down? Gone down from what? Gone down from when? Crime is way too high in the district. And, you know, this namby-pamby response that, oh, crime is down. No, it isn't down for the people who are victimized by crime.
William Banks is a professor emeritus at Syracuse University, who is an expert on the National Guard.
This is a new playbook. There's no precedent for what the president has undertaken here.
What do you think about the choice to use the National Guard in D.C. in this moment?
I think it was overkill. I think that there was really nothing for the soldiers to do. They weren't armed, they're not trained or capable of engaging in street law enforcement operations, so they were merely a presence.
The National Guard dates back to the time of the American colonies. They answer to both the president and the governors of the 50 states, routinely responding to civil unrest and natural disasters. Trump deployed the National Guard to the streets of Los Angeles earlier this summer in response to anti-ICE protests. They were also used during racial justice protests in 2020 and helped in the aftermath of natural disasters like Hurricane Katrina, the Maui wildfires, and the deadly flooding in Texas in July. They play a crucial role supporting U.S. military and operations abroad, but they've also been involved in tragedy. The Ohio National Guard fired on unarmed students protesting the Vietnam War at Kent State University in 1970, killing 4 and wounding 9.
Could it sometimes be a political third rail for governors or presidents to decide to call in the National Guard?
It has been in our history many times, yes. There are many notorious incidents of National Guard being called out for ill or for good.
Julia Ainsley, NBC News.
Starting with the details of a letter that First Lady Melania Trump penned to Russian President Vladimir Putin. NBC News politics reporter Megan Leibowitz joins us from Washington with the latest. Megan, good morning.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, in that letter to Russia's President Vladimir Putin, First Lady Melania Trump tried to convince him to protect kids during the war in Ukraine. She wrote that in, quote, protecting the innocence of these children, you will do more than serve Russia alone, you serve humanity itself. Now, let's just take a step back here. This war has been devastating for children, and a Ukrainian initiative said that more than 19,000 kids have been illegally transferred to Russian control. Next, let's go to New Orleans, where the mayor was indicted on federal charges. Prosecutors are accusing Mayor LaToya Cantrell of trying to defraud the city and cover up her relationship with a former police officer. Now, the city said it wouldn't comment until the mayor's attorney finished reviewing the information, but if convicted, she could face years in prison. Finally, let's head to Pennsylvania, where more than a dozen workers at 2 Mexican restaurants were detained this month. Now, this particular incident raised concerns from some of the workers who said that the raid left behind property damage and made people scared to go back to work. Now, big picture here, immigration detention has been a top priority for the Trump administration, and nearly 60,000 migrants are in ICE detention. And that's a look at what is making news in politics this morning, guys.
All right, Megan, thank you so much. We're back with new numbers on the state of tourism in Las Vegas that are concerning experts all around the country. So far this year, Vegas has seen 1.5 million fewer tourists compared with last year. That's according to its Convention and Visitors Authority. The big question that lingers, what does it mean for where the country might be headed? NBC News correspondent Camila Bernal explains.
What happens in Vegas could spell trouble for the U.S. economy. The subject of chatter on social media for months now. Empty streets and casinos. One even saying Vegas is actually dead. Another calling it a ghost town. While maybe a bit extreme, the numbers do back up a summer tourism slump. Visitors coming into Las Vegas in June down more than 11% compared to last year, and down more than 7% for the whole year.
It's slow. When I drive down the strip going to work in the morning, and I barely see visitors out there.
Hotel room occupancy and convention attendance dropping by the tens of thousands.
Judging from all the videos and movies.
Now this is Vegas.
You know, Vegas is just crazy and there's party everywhere, and then we arrived here and it was like that city.
So is this the canary in the casino for the nation?
Las Vegas has tended to be the bellwether for the rest of the country when the business cycle slows down.
Back in the Great Recession, the worst month for visitors to Vegas, January 2009, down about 11% from the year before. And the ripple effects were huge, with the housing bust wiping out 15 years of booming home values in the area.
We tend to get hit the first and the hardest, and then slower than others to recover.
In part because hospitality and tourism make up more than a quarter of the city's workforce. But over the last decade, it's been rebuilding and rebranding, trying to diversify the economy, snatching up sports teams from Oakland, transforming the Strip into an F1 racetrack.
We're underway in Las Vegas.
And the high-tech Sphere that's become a hot concert destination and a new landmark of the city. Ironically, one thing that hasn't taken a hit this summer, gambling. Even as high rollers have options galore, with the online sports betting industry taking off, folks are still spending on the casino floors.
If you like to gamble, Vegas is your town.
The Vegas slump, just part of the wider expected tourism slowdown this year. One group estimating that the U.S. tourism market will fall by $12.5 billion in 2025. Many pointing to the ripple effects of President Trump's tariff announcements, angering potential visitors like Canadians.
Used to we have like a lot for Canadian, and now no.
New data showing flights into Las Vegas from Canada down by more than 18% compared to last year. The Convention and Visitors Authority emphasizing the city's commitment to our neighbors to the north.
That's a long-term relationship, and we're going to figure that out.
And while the full impact of tariffs hasn't been felt in prices just yet, they are estimated to cost the average American household $2,400 a year. That would be less money to spend in an increasingly expensive city.
We spending over our budget. I think everything is quite expensive.
Experts say it's still too early to say for sure whether this is a temporary Vegas slump or if it's the beginning of a bigger trend, meaning the next few months could be crucial in finding out whether the House really does always win. Camila Bernal, NBC News.
Some other money news now. Australian airline Qantas has agreed to shell out some major cash over a pandemic-era staffing shakeup. CNBC's Bertha Coombs joins us with that and some other dollar-sign headlines. Bertha, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Joe. Qantas has been hit with a record $58 million fine for illegally firing hundreds of ground workers during the pandemic. A judge criticizing the Australian airline for expressing a lack of regret for the move, saying public statements were more aligned with the damage the case had done to the company than remorse for the harm caused to employees. Qantas laid off more than 1,800 ground staff in 2020, shifting their work to contractors, calling it a commercial decision. Anthropic's Claude AI model now has the ability to end a conversation with users. The company is saying the feature will only be used in rare instances, such as extreme cases of persistently harmful or abusive interactions. Claude will end the conversation as a last resort when multiple attempts to redirect a topic have failed. Anthropic claims most users will not experience this, even when talking about highly controversial topics. And Meta is preparing to launch its first smart glasses with a display next month. Bloomberg reports there will be a small screen for mini apps and alerts on the right lens. Meta originally expected to charge at least $1,000 for the device, much higher than the $200 to $400 for its Meta Ray-Ban glasses that just takes pictures, but it's figured out how to cut that starting price down to about $800 now. I just hope people won't be wearing them when they're driving, because that could be overly distracting.
Yeah, it could. I'm the guy who pays $5 for sunglasses because I break them all the time, so I feel like I won't be doing that one.
Well,
right.
When you get to be my age, you need to have them prescriptions, so they're much bigger investments.
Bertha, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Over in the United Kingdom, after several challenging years, the Prince and Princess of Wales are preparing to move their family to a new home. NBC News International correspondent Raf Sanchez has the details from Windsor.
Hey there, yeah, Prince William, Princess Kate's new home is a private mansion here in Windsor. It's not actually on the castle grounds. It's just a couple of minutes drive in that direction. And for the young royals, this move is an opportunity to turn the page after Kate's battle with cancer.
For Prince William, Princess Kate, and their children, a new home means a fresh start after a difficult year. The young family moving into Forest Lodge, an 8-bedroom mansion house in a royal park near Windsor Castle. A royal source calling the move a new chapter and a chance to leave unhappy memories behind following Kate's treatment for cancer. The princess announced in January she was in remission and has taken on an increasingly busy schedule since then, including appearing at the finals of Wimbledon. But also acknowledging last month that her cancer journey had been life-changing.
We put on a sort of brave-faced stoicism through treatment, but actually the phase afterwards is really, is really difficult.
Right now, the family live in a cottage close to the prep school where 12-year-old George, 10-year-old Charlotte, and little Louis, who's 7, will return next month. But they plan for the new house to be their forever home, intending to live there even after William becomes king in the future.
When William and Kate are king and queen, I think we're going to be looking at a different monarchy. We've already seen substantial changes under the reign of King Charles. King Charles doesn't live at Buckingham Palace.
The heir to the throne described 2024 as the hardest year in my life, after both his wife and father were diagnosed with cancer. King Charles is still in treatment, but on Friday marked the Allied victory over Japan in the Second World War, where he received this tribute from a 105-year-old veteran.
I make no apology for briefly going off the script to salute my brave king, who is here with his beloved queen, in spite of the fact that he's under treatment for cancer.
The Queen visibly moved by the salute of an old soldier.
Now, Prince William obviously grew up in the full glare of the media spotlight. His mother, Princess Diana, on the front pages every day. He does not want that for his kids. And so letting them grow up here in Windsor, a little bit away from London, is one way of shielding them. They are also not going to have any live-in staff or servants at this new house as part of an effort to try to keep the kids' lives as normal as possible. That said, there is obviously a limit to how normal your childhood can be when you're a member of the royal family. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Raf, thank you so much. Coming up, we'll take you from a Windsor mansion to a rural community that's taking the treasured tradition of breaking bread to another level, cooking up lasting connections as warm as the dinner on the table. That is next on Morning News Now. We end this hour with a special recipe for dinner served with a side of friendship. NBC News Now anchor Hallie Jackson takes us to Maine for a new kind of supper club where strangers are sharing stories and a meal.
Hey there, we've got a sweet one about the power of a good story, good food, and especially good company.
Here in rural Maine, the real action's not the countryside, but inside at the dinner table.
I just really like getting to know people.
And this is no ordinary dinner party. At this potluck, along with something to eat, you bring something to share.
That's where I learned to make everything out of nothing. We started this venture at 11 o'clock at night through the streets of Portsmouth, England.
The idea? To connect by sharing stories with strangers.
30 years later, I still remember the feeling.
And we were flying rather than sailing.
People naturally connect over food.
Food is something we all have in common.
Carl Schatz and Margaret Hathaway run these story-sharing suppers through their nonprofit, Community Plate.
I think these were Sadie's.
That name inspired by a family heirloom passed down to Carl. Now he and Margaret take care of their guests just like their family, with love.
We were asked not to sit with family members and people that we knew so that we could get to know other people.
Can I get a number? Oh, sure. And just give
People came in as strangers, but people left as friends. I have, I think, 8 new people's names in my contact list now.
From mismatched dinnerware to food-themed icebreakers and a little something extra sweet for dessert, more than 30 suppers later, this recipe seems to be working.
Well, our goal is, let's make it a potluck movement.
I think we all need new stories in our lives from other people.
Turning strangers into friends.
Every culture has some imperative to share food with strangers and neighbors. It's seeing the humanity of somebody else.
So an evening like tonight, where a group of people who don't know each other are willing to come together to share food, break bread, and share who they are, is what makes us human.
Because that's a story I'd like to hear.
A good reminder that we all have something to share. Back to you.
All right, Hallie Jackson in the power of Hot Dish. That does it for this hour of Morning News Now. Stay with us. The news continues right now.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.